My name's host Derek. I'm here to say we're just listening to some old shit that I have saved from Audacity. I can't go to LA today because I got up like too late. I was cutting it too close because I got to go to the bank, which closes at 5, and also, but more importantly, after I go to the bank, I got to go to this other place that closes at 5. So when hello there became 1, 2, 3, he opened up a very special kind of factory and specialized in. I've been listening to random old shit, and so that never made the cut, right? Like, just that's a godly weather, man. And playing a little poker. I have not playing it at the moment, but I plan to. What's this? Oh, a godly weather, man. I don't need to hear that. So I do have Cool Loop Project and Miaz, which I listened to, which I was fairly pleased with. This is Miaz. Miaz is pretty good, actually. And the thing is, I organized this from all this to notes and going through from oldest to newest. This is, I don't know how old this is. 2023, maybe? 2022, 2021, I'm not sure. What am I? Some kind of calendar? Is it? Yeah, it's over. Oh, it's almost over, huh? It's probably not quite over yet. No, maybe it is over. Thinking about I had the premiere at 10 o'clock. I forgot about that when I started streaming. So anyway, that was Miaz, and this is Cool Loop Project, it's titled. It's pretty okay, I guess. But pretty okay just isn't good enough. That's why I'm like not really working on music anymore. If I'm gonna do anything, I want it to be absolutely fucking genius. Of course, the only way that ever will occur is through the work process. So, you know, my work process, unfortunately, is very brute force. Like, make every mistake you can make before you do the right thing. Hi, Matarazzi Sound. How's it going? There's a like for your bro Eric. I should meet this guy. He sounds like a swell fellow. Um, so I was anticipating going to LA today, but I got up like at 7:30 in the morning. I originally planned to leave around 5 a.m. It gets me down to LA around 10:30 in the morning. Plenty of time to deal with all the shit. But soon enough, it was 8:30, and I wasn't even ready to go yet. I still had a good amount of time to get like pack shit up and stuff before I could be ready to go. I wasn't gonna hit the road any earlier than 9. So if I left at 9, then if it takes 5 hours to get to LA, I get there at 2, and I have enough time. But I would have to rush out the door, and additionally, who knows when I'm actually going to get to LA in 5 hours? Could be traffic delays. Sometimes it's as long as 6 hours. And 5 is the fastest. 5.5 is more normal. So unfortunately, I don't really think I left myself enough time to go down to LA. Let's say I left at 9, I would have gotten to LA, best case scenario at 2, and gone to the bank, dealt with that. Maybe that takes, I don't know, half an hour or something. Um, then it's 2:30 to drive to Alhambra. It's 3, and I'm there in plenty of time. But I wasn't sure I was going to get out of there at 9, and it could take an extra hour or 2 hours to get there. In which case, I would arrive down there at the place in Alhambra just a little bit too late, and then I have to spend the whole night in LA. So I don't want to do that, so I postponed going to LA to tomorrow. And if you don't like it, you can take that job and shove it. We are not men, we are Devo. Thanks, Ali. I got it from the shirt store. I saw a sign in the window. Shirts on sale. Only at the shirt store. I went there and so what's your cheapest shirt? I said, this one right here. I bought it. It was a happy day for me, a big day. Shake that job and tub it. You do that too. Things have changed. I feel like all of a sudden, kind of, not all of a sudden exactly, but sort of all of a sudden, like over the course of a week or so, or maybe a little longer, um, I started feeling it with last month's, bottle of Adderall, then transition into sleepy time. But I'm really extra, like really full blast feeling it this month, which is, okay, I'm back to normal. Finally, at long last. I've been in this weird kind of funk for quite some time. Period since my dad's death, a period of time of, and actually leading up to it, a period of time of a lot of intense changes, difficulties, whatever, yes. And some of which were trauma inducing, Hold that thought. And I wasn't really sure what was wrong with me. It was something that I've talked about on a number of occasions between then and now, which was like, what is going on with me? Why am I not like playing? I should be playing. I should be playing and having fun because I love to play, and I can now. I can play all I want. What the hell's wrong with me? Well, I guess I was depressed because like now I wake up and it's like, oh yeah, this is what it feels like for a normal life to feel like. Like I'm excited, interested in a variety of things. Things that are kind of stressful, like me having to go to LA and go to the bank and stuff like that. Instead of being what they should be, which is kind of stressful, I guess, but not really a big deal. They have been things that just like are so much anxiety, so much stress. It's like both Rachel and I are getting accustomed to a post-stress world, whereas before we lived in a constant stress world. And it's very different kind of life, and it takes some getting used to. Anyhow, I feel like I have emerged from what I now designate as having been a state of depression, a persisting state of depression. But I'm not depressed anymore. And why exactly? I don't think there's any specific thing. I think it was just time plus everything. Did I see a demonstration in Serbia? No. What were they demonstrating about? What's the last time you had sex? Last night. It was great. As always. That's the benefit of having a hot younger wife. Why didn't I get to... Was it too late on this? I don't like the way this software is acting this morning. They did an update on this. It's still in beta, so... They're, doing their thiggity thing. Okay, now put that right Very good job, everybody. You did a wonderful job. Now we're going to get a little snack to eat of some kind. 2-5 fold. Check fold, I guess. All right, I'm live streaming right now. I was thinking that chat was from a previous live stream. That's right now, actually. For how long per session? Is the time period average or much more asking for a close friend? I mean, I don't really time it, you know? It always starts by getting into the shower. First I shower, then I bring her into the shower, and we proceed from there. And it ends in the bed later, after the shower. So how long does all that take? I don't know. I'm not paying attention to the clock. I'm not watching the clock while I'm having sex. It takes however long it takes. Sometimes it takes longer. You know, sometimes not so long. Sometimes I don't finish, and then we have sex again later because that's not going to do. Depends on a lot of things. Depends on what drugs I'm on, how horny I am, how long it's been since we've had sex, etc. More than 1 second, less than 1 day. Good time, good time. I enjoy receiving it. Of course. And, you know, I've got an excellent wife. She's a wonderful, wonderful woman who understands that she has in life one primary responsibility. So she attends to it her general responsibility of sex, she attends to it with great gusto and fervor. Much to my agreeableness, much to my agreement or something. I don't know what to say about that. I don't normally talk about my sex life very much because, you know, it's a little locker roomy. But yeah, Rachel and I have a wonderful sex life. She is, after all, 14 years younger than me. You might say, well, Eric, that just means you have a wonderful sex life. Fair enough. Fucking blue screen of death, really? What's up with that? Fortunately, I'm live streaming on my phone and not on the computer. So it didn't affect the live stream at all, but I had this yesterday too. It happened once yesterday. I think it's the poker software or something. But what do I know? Could be the poker software, could be your mom's face. One. Okay. So I'm going to bring up this chat again on the big screen once the computer successfully restarts. There we go. It's going to ask me if I want to restore tabs. What do you think? What do you think, Google Chrome? Yeah, I want to restore tabs. I'm not going to leave my tabs unrestored. Yes, fine, restore them. And you only even restored one of them. What is up with that? Well, I came back with with it on me in the poker tournament with pocket eights facing a raise of $1. Well, good timing, I guess. Oh, never mind. I still think it's good timing. Let's see. Oh, you do. Oh, yes, yes. Quad eights beats queens. I got my money in bad, but I hit runner eights to get quad eights. That's pretty good. I'll take that any day of the week. I deserve a little bit of good luck because I was having a bit of bad luck before, or just getting sucked out on. It's important that I suck out on someone occasionally too. The thing is, that was a bad play that I knew was a bad play. Like, it's obvious given the way that the things have played out. Oh my God. Stop. Oh my God, stop. Oh my fucking God, stop. This fucking horrible Microsoft thing that pops up when you accidentally graze it or even get close to it. It's ridiculous. It's causing me difficulties. Dr. Snorkel, I don't think I've ever seen a person with eyes so wide apart. My eyes? Nah, I got a narrow face. If you're going to make that kind of troll on somebody, you need to actually pick a physical attribute that's actually a thing, right? So it's like you could maybe make fun of my nose or my lack of teeth or a lot of things, but my eyes wide apart is not going to work at all because that's just simply not a feature that it accurately describes. So you'll have to do better than that. Again, Dr. Snorkel, you came in with pre-prepped troll about somebody's physical appearance is not a good idea. You got to work with what you actually see and that's presented to you. There's a lot you can work with here, but that's actually not one of the things. My eyes are not far apart at all. No, they might be a little close together. I don't know. They're normal. The point is my face is narrow, so you're just barking up a completely counterfactual tree, and that's not a good way to do it. It's like you could accuse me of being too skinny, but you couldn't really accuse me of being too fat because I'm tall and lanky, right? So you got to be smart and think like, where can I hit this guy? Don't just come in with running some generic pre-planned shit that you think's gonna work. That's ridiculous. You got to be smarter and more interesting than that. It wouldn't shock me if you didn't even make that shit up yourself, if you just copied and pasted it from somewhere. It really is appalling, you know? Hope he doesn't have aces. Queens. Ace King versus Queens. Yeah. No. Fuck you for sucking out on me. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. I'm genuine. Yes, I am genuine. ZZ Gaming. I think it might be part beetle. Okay, so I guess we've moved away from the eyes far apart thing, and we're talking about some other feature of me that's beetle-like. Is that right? I just think you really need to go back to the drawing board and work on your whole insult shtick. You're not doing it very well, and it's not impossible to do well. You know, it can be done well. cleverly, interestingly, maybe even cuttingly, if that's what you're going for. But you need to work a lot harder on it. Like, even my honest and helpful critique of you is more cutting than your failed attempt, you know? I'm not gonna, no, Eric, you're not doing that, dumbass. You know what they say, lucky in love, unlucky in cards. Dr. Snorkel, you working on something currently? I'm, I'm, I'm looking forward to seeing what your next offering is. I'm hopeful that it'll be more successful. I'm rooting for you. I believe in you. I'm gonna have to buy chips today, I think. I'm sorry. Don't like to have to do, but so it goes. At least I did a little work yesterday. Did a typing session, you know. Fine, I'll take it down then. I think my pair of kings might be good. Yeah, it is. So that's nice. Okay, what was I about to do? I was going to, right, check this. Okay, that's fine. Flop comes out 6, 7, jack, all hearts. I've got a pair of fives. I have to fold, obviously. I don't know who's going to win this hand, but it's not going to be sixth pair, which is what I have. You know, it was 9-7 that won the hand, actually. Ace king this time. Hey, look, there is the live chat. Amazing. Hey, look, there is the live chat. Amazing. I bet it's quite useful being able to spy on people's cards at the table. Could be evidence of evolution and progress. So now you're saying I have X-ray eyes? I'm not sure where this critique of my eyes is coming from, nor, oh, it's the poker game. That means they're checking. Ace King. I hate Ace King. I always lose with Ace King. Why am I even bothering ever even playing Ace King? It's like different kind of hands play differently depending on right? Like Ace King is a hand that it plays well heads up against some kinds of hands. Plays well heads up against Ace Queen, Ace Jack, Ace 10. Plays well heads up even against lower pocket pairs like queens and jacks and tens and stuff. But in any other context, it doesn't play well. And there's no reason for people to get so excited about it. Thanks, Dr. Snorkel. I am a good sport. You're right, because it's not because I'm good at sports, though. It's because I enjoy the process of live streaming. To enjoy the process of live streaming, you have to enjoy engaging with trolls because they come around unavoidably to everybody. So I'm just like, bring it, trolls. You want to dance? I'm your Huckleberry. Would you like a bong rip, Dr. Snorkel? I'll transubstantiate you one. I transubstantiate this bong rip from my lungs to Dr. Snorkel's head. So I'll do all the smoking, you'll get all the high. Isn't that a good deal? I think it is. obviously can't feel it because Dr. Snorkel got the high from it, but I'm thinking that might have been a bit of a bell ringer. All right, well, I got a suited ace here. Which one, Eric? Spades, okay. Ace 3 of spades. So this was kind of a surprise today because I was really expecting to be on an all-day journey to LA and back today. It didn't work out that way. All right, so I've got ace 3 of spades. The flop comes ace, king, jack. I'm going to go ahead and bet 71 cents. Ooh, now there's a 10, which means and now there's another 10. Oh, fuck off. Gotta fold it. He's got to have the straight. It's just, he needs, any queen gets him the straight. A 10 gives him trips. And if he had an ace, he'd have a bigger kicker than me for sure. That ace 3. So there's no reason to call that hand, even though I had top pair. Dr. Storkel, do you have the munchies now? You know, I don't find that weed really gives you the munchies. One thing that makes me want to eat a lot is Wellbutrin, but it's not exactly that it makes me hungry. It's just that it makes me feel kind of sick, and eating gets rid of that feeling. Let's go into the kitchen and get a little something to eat. Let's go into the kitchen. Let's go into the kitchen. Let's go into the kitchen and have ourselves a snack. Wait, here. I'm just gonna get a couple of these bad boys. These are some old Uncrustables. And then I'm gonna get one of these bad boys. It's a guava juice, guava nectar. If you like nectar, then you're like me. If you like nectar, 1, 2, 3. Okay, I'm playing ace king again. Should I play ace king again? I don't know. Ay. Of course, I don't hit the flop, but I just gotta have to go all in. Fortunately, he folded to my bet, but ace king is a horrible hand. Why anybody plays it is beyond me. King jack. At least I'm back over starting. So, what I have been doing here while playing poker, I've been doing other things that I can do while playing poker. Some things you can do while playing poker, and some things you can't. One thing that you can do is yeah, I mean, you could high five, you could pat someone on the butt with that hand, you could wave, a lot of different options. And so I'm pulling up the Audacity. Save. That one is done. We're going to close. So anyway, the thing I've been doing is, oops, my turn. Jack 3 What a horrible hand. I'll check. Does me no good. Ace 9 8. I will check folds any bet. All right. So what I've been doing this morning here is reviewing all these projects. I organized them from oldest to newest. The oldest in here, in this particular folder anyway, is 2019. And there's quite a few projects that I've worked on in Audacity, so I'm going through them and seeing if there's anything that's, worth resuming work on or promising or some such. Well, I think I will call 30 cents, I guess. Now I will fold. I did not hit my straight. I figured it was worth 30 cents to try to draw to the inside straight because I was getting 6 to 1. Probably still wasn't even worth it then, though. Can I play a song? Yeah, you want me to play a song like I'm playing here on the computer that I'm going through old projects I was working on and play one of those, or do you want me to play a song on the guitar? Falkland's at 4-3-5. I've got Ace Jack of Hearts. Fantastic. So now I've got another get shot. Should I call this shit with 2 overs? I don't know that song. I don't know how to play that song. Hi, Joaquin. Hello, you absolute legends. Oh, for fuck's sake. No, I'm not going to play it. I don't want to play Insane Clown Posse. I'll tell you what, I'll play an Insane Clown Posse song for you, okay? Would you like me to do that? I will play an Insane Clown Posse song for you. We're a posse of clowns, and we're insane, that's why we're called Insane Clown Posse. ICP's our name, yes, a clown of posses, but totally insane. They call us juggalos. They call us juggalos. 'Cause we all drink that one drink. I don't remember what it's called. But we're the Insane Clown Posse today. And that was one of their biggest hits, I believe, right? That was the title track from their first album. We're the Insane Clown Posse today. No, that wasn't one of their songs? I could have sworn it was. What about this one? I feel meltiness together with you. They sound kind of like that, right? Am I right? No? Okay. I'll play a real song. Here. Gerald has a thought. Gerald has a lot. Gerald has a plot to get the margarine's tater tots. He's got a good idea for an name-changing business. Thinking now about what to call Christmas when they hire his firm to change that name. And Gerald always thought there'd be chance enough to return to the work left rough. He get back to it eventually, but his visions piled up, and his plans would interrupt all the work that started off. So hopefully, back on his business, thinking of changing factless to listless. So while all the people who shout his name. And Gerald knows he understands ever more clearly now. He won't provide explanation regarding the why or the how. He'll see you and know you from inside your heart. Exciting, delighting, Gerald plays his part. But Gerald still knew there's too much to do. And he had dropped time in the underview. Too much to rebut, nowhere now and what. Too much time spent nitpicking excuse with you. Now Gerald has a lot. Gerald has a plot. Gerald has a thought to get to Marjorie's tasty spots. He's got a good idea for a name-changing business. Thinking now about what to call Christmas when they hire his firm to change that name. Gerald has a thought. I'm not going to play an Insane Clown Posse song. The only way I would do, what I could in theory do, I don't want to do this, but I could do this, is I could mute the phone here so you can't hear what I'm listening to, then put on an Insane Clown Posse song, listen to it, and tell you what I think about it. I could do that, but you're not probably going to like what I think about it. I can't play it on the stream because I might get copyrighted. All right, fine, I'll do that. Which Insane Clown Posse song do you want me to listen to? It doesn't matter. I don't give a fuck. It doesn't matter if you sub or not. Which Insane Clown Posse song do you want me to listen to? I'm not sure I've ever listened to one of their songs before. It's a fan of Insane Clown Posse. I know what juggalos are. I know that they drink that certain kind of soda. It's not Fanta, is it? Fago? Fago? Is that what they drink? Is that what it's called? Oh, that's the name of the song. That's the name of the song you want me to listen to. I see. Never mind. Okay. All right, I'll just Google it. Fine. ICP, what is a juggalo? It's from 1997, huh? Okay, cool. I will mute this for a minute and listen to it and tell you what I think. Okay, I have some really good news for you, our chain user 177. You just did something that's very difficult to accomplish. I put that song on Chappie Tracks, at least temporarily, so I can check it out some more. That's a great song as far as I can tell so far. I am shocked. I had no idea that I would hear anything good to from Insane Clown Posse because I've seen their like general like kind of commune thing going on, and I have a little bit of a questionable perception of it. No, that's it. No more. I accommodated your thing. It worked. Let's just walk away with that win, right? You walk away with your profits from the poker table. Not don't try to parlay it into some even greater accomplishment. Just take the win and feel pleased with yourself. I don't want no. I'm not going to do it. No, I'm not going to do another one because I'm not doing that right now. I'm not. There are some live streams where I will just go. People tell me songs to listen to, and I will listen to them and give them feedback on the song. But I don't want to do that right now. That's not what I'm doing. So no, I and you deserved to be accommodated because you were right. But that doesn't mean you're going to be right again. And I was taking a chance. You know, when I was accommodating you, you could very well have linked a song that was terrible that I would then have to listen to a few seconds of. But you didn't, which is great. Great job. You know, you actually, I'm giving you a wonder point for that. But no, that doesn't earn you an additional me listening to something. After all, I am very, very selfish and lazy. Okay. All right, fine. You know what, chain user? If since you say you'll stop if I do one more, then I will do one more. Give me one more to listen to. Go ahead. You must be an ESFP. ESFPs have a way of making me do things like that, you know. Um, okay. All right, fine. Then tell me the next one. What's the next track's name? Yeah, who knows? Maybe next time I stream, I will be converted to a full blown juggalo. I don't think so, but maybe. I gotta say, I'm shocked that that's what that Insane Clown Posse song sounds like. They're a lot more like self aware than I ever expected. I'm a gonna fold this hand to mama. Good old Lord. Lord, send your chariot drawn by angel horses down to my here Negro spiritual. No, I don't want to fold. Halls of Illusion. Okay. All right, I'm gonna mute and listen to this again. again, it is again a lot better than it would have expected it to be. This one's not quite good enough to make any of my lists, but if somebody said to me, if I said, "Oh, what were you just listening to?" and they said "Halls of Illusion" by Insane Clown Posse, I'd be like, "Oh, cool, that's a good song." I don't, not quite good enough for my playlist, in my opinion, but if that's what you were listening to, you've got good taste in music. So I'm surprised to find myself saying that. I don't think the whole like horrorcore thing really works. It's so dated seeming now, but I'm trying to evaluate it in the context of the fact that Insane Clown Posse had their own little horrorcore thing going on for a long ass time now, since 1998 or something. They kind of they kind of invented the genre. Um, but I'm surprised. I'm impressed with a number of their sort of production and aesthetic decisions. Now, granted, in this track, the overall aesthetic of like like horrorcore sound kind of beats and stuff is not an aesthetic I'm interested in particularly, but uh, they're doing a pretty damn great job of making it as interesting to me as possible, and they're not making too many with the production. They're not making really any mistakes in the sense that there's nothing that you go, no, not that. The lyrics, I'm gonna try to not critique it on its lyrics because uh, I'm impressed by their quality as musical makers in the sense that they know when to they know when to yeah, okay. So consider me uh consider me educated today, chain user 177. I will no longer ever be derisive of Insane Clown Posse. I will be the guy saying, actually, you know what? You maybe need to listen to a couple of their tracks. So they got at least a couple of good tracks. So if you need to report back to your Jehovah's Witnesses group of juggalos and inform them that you've successfully converted somebody from a hater to if not a fan, at least an advocate of the worthwhileness of some Insane Clown Posse stuff. Chain user. What do you use chains for? To chain things up? I'm gonna have a cigarette. I need to go find my cigarettes though. You literally have a group of juggalos? Well, if this was your strategy to start with the song you started with when introducing people to it, that's a great strategy. That first song is both good and kind of dancey, like makes you bounce, right? The second one's a little less dancey. It's still making smart artistic decisions, but it's it's a little bit, you got to kind of have a certain fondness for a certain genre to really get into that second one. The first one I think is accessible to anybody who likes good music. What is a juggalo? See, what's interesting is what if somebody's just Googling that question? They want to know what it is. But the first result is this music video called "What is a Juggalo?" And they go, "Oh, I guess that's what a juggalo is the thing that's in this title." And they might not ever get the idea that juggalo actually refers to like this group of hardcore ICP fans. I might later, maybe, who knows? But you said no, you would not do that anymore. So do not tell me to listen to more. You're a huge ICP fan, but that makes you a juggalo, right? Isn't that what juggalos are as huge ICP fans? Some of them have little makeup and stuff they wear. I'm not going to. You told me you'd stop bugging me to listen to another shit. You promised. So I've already devoted ample time to Insane Clown Posse in this live stream. You've fully succeeded in your mission, okay? So just be happy with the win and don't press your luck. I mean, the good thing is because you are happy with the win and don't press your luck, you're gonna find that I end up talking about this in future streams on plenty of occasions. Like there'll be a time where I find that some other band that I thought sucked that actually has some good songs. I'll be like, this reminds me of the time that you might think this too, that you might assume this ain't Clown Posse. You moved on and listen to that garbage. Actually, this guy came in one time, so that shit is gonna happen. All right, that's how I am. I just know how I am. So you did a good job. You did a good job of advocating your cause. Well, sure, thank you. I'm not a huge carer about subscriptions because it's like the only people I really want to subscribe to the channel are people who want to watch the channel. I don't want somebody's subscription as a reward for something. Like, all right, you've earned it. If you want to watch the channel enough to want to subscribe to it and get notifications, then do it. If you don't, then don't. I believe in naturally occurring subscriptions. Mary Fahy, hello, what's going on? Not trying to be nosy though, just please say what? Please say you won't kill me. Okay, I won't kill you. What is going on? I'm live streaming, playing a little bit of poker, mostly just waiting for the, oh no. Are you quoting Pearl Jam? Are you trying to trigger my PTSD over hearing the neighbors playing Pearl Jam the other day? Hi, you're still alive. Pearl Jam is so terrible. They're asking what's going on live. Oh, all kinds of shit, dude. I'm learning about Insane Clown Posse. I assumed they were complete garbage, but in fact, this here Juggalo, badgered me into listening to a couple of their tracks. First one was so surprisingly good that it made my very, very difficult to make playlist called Chappy Tracks, which you've got to have a fucking just stone cold inspired genius hit to be on my playlist because I'm a very snobby music listener. Well, Chain User 177 here convinced me to listen to first a song called What is a Juggalo? And it was really good. Made my playlist. Second one was also very good. Didn't make my playlist, but also good. So for those of you like me who have a unjustified assumption that they're shitty because you see their people hanging around with their makeups and stuff, well, actually, you might want to listen to at least those two tracks because they're definitely worth listening to. One of them may be worth adding to your regular mix, Maybe both of them, even depending on your taste. Bye, Mary Fahy. Goodbye. My day's going, gone. And now it's nighttime. I like almost every one of the songs on your playlist. Well, it's not surprising since you're a self-proclaimed juggalo. You know what? I'll say there's this guy I met in AA who was a really great guy. His name was George. Um, really nice, really great guy. But he was telling me one day about how prior to quitting drinking, he had gone through his phase of following around and going to all the concerts of the Dave Matthews Band. And, I threw up a little in my mouth, obviously. Like, it's like follow you around bands like the Grateful Dead, for example. They're a terrible band, but it's a good phenomenon because you can get drugs there, right? The Dave Matthews Band, why would anybody, you'd have to pay me a lot of money to go to listen to Dave Matthews at all. Even to have to listen to him on a record or something. No, no. Oh, what was he thinking? Like Dave Matthews doesn't even have 1/10 of one good song. Everything he makes is complete fucking ear cancer. And this guy followed them around and listened to them and was excited to wave at Dave Matthews on the tour bus. You're back, Mary Fahey. I'm so glad. What do you think about FED? Are they only benefiting the corporate America? What's FED? You mean the Fed? Yeah, it's like if you're gonna follow around either the Grateful Dead or Dave Matthews Band or ICP, you should follow around ICP. They're the best of those three horrible bands. I mean, I'm not saying ICP is a horrible band. I haven't listened to any more than just two of their songs. And I liked both the ones I listened to, or at least I thought they were both good. We're talking about the Federal Reserve. So you have to put a the in front of that. Goodbye, Chainlink user. See you later, or not, however you feel like it. What do you think about FED or the Fed? Yeah, Rishi, you have to put the Fed in. And okay, bye. What do I think about the Fed? Well, as I've indicated before, I don't have a problem with the Fed's with Federal Reserve notes being used as currency. But my question is, why is quantitative easing, why are those dollars introduced into the economy via the banks? Why aren't they simply distributed directly to citizens? Because the quantitative easing is infusing more currency into the economy in order to keep pace with increasing wealth. Now, what happens if you continue to quantitatively ease but stop increasing wealth when you stop people working? That's what COVID was, right? So you kept the quantitative easing, which should be in place to keep pace with the growing total amount of wealth, right? You watched the documentary on easy money? I mean, speculation does not lead to inflation. There's no linkage between those two things. Speculation may have inflationary pressures on specific markets, right? You can have a housing bubble, for example, but it is not the case. Don't watch. You know what? Listen, people don't understand these things. I understand these things, okay? But the people whose documentary you're watching, they have some kind of specific agenda, like they're against Mia or something. I can explain everything to you, except what I cannot explain to you is something nobody's ever been able to explain to me. Why is quantitative easing, why are those currencies, why is that currency infused into the economy via the banks? I have no idea why it's done that way. It doesn't seem to make any sense to me. I've never had anybody be able to explain it to me. It should just be given directly to the people because it has the same non-inflationary pressure if it's given directly to the people as it does to the banks, provided it's actually keeping pace with growing wealth. In other words, provided we're not collectively losing our fucking minds and locking ourselves inside for COVID for 2 years. You know what I'm saying? Do you know what I'm saying, dog? Do you feel me, dog? Sup, hey girl. Sup, 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 hey girl. That's how I get all the chicks. Simple girl, what's going on? I hear you're in danger of becoming complicated. I don't think you understand what money put into stocks does. When people buy stock in a company, they're infusing that company with capital. That capital is then used for a variety of things, but economic activity, economic endeavor in general. And that's authentic economic activity. In contrast, infrastructure is one of those things that needs to be completed and maintained, but it's not like the problem in America right now economically is that we've got too little infrastructure. That's not the problem. Some of our infrastructure may be old and crumbling and needs to be fixed and stuff like that. Sometimes we need new infrastructure. Like when we first moved here, we had to get DSL, but then they finally put down the fiber. But who was that put it down? It wasn't the government. It was Sierra Telephone. So it's important to remember where actual productivity comes from. I was just joking, simple girl. Just making a joke about your name. Why you want them to pill up? What does that mean? Or oil up? Hell, he just always says that. It's like an ongoing joke, kind of. Staying off the grid, he always enters into the chat with oil up. I've informed him on multiple occasions now that I remain continually oiled. The recent long-term debt rises, inflation, corporate CEO. Okay, well, you're watching platypus videos. So I want to talk to you about Phineas and Ferb. This is the most important lesson you can learn. Instead of watching these bullshit agenda-driven documentaries, you should be watching what? You should be watching Phineas and Ferb's song, where Doofenshmirtz, he has records on his finger. He falls down a hill, he gets glue on his hands, now there's records in his fingers, and he just can't stop, don't stop. Okay? The thing is, economists don't know anything. You have to think what matters is whether something's justified, right? It doesn't matter what people say unless it makes enough sense, unless it's justified by something real. And what the burden of proof is, or what the standard for hold on, let me deal with this so I can give this my full train of thought. I'll be right back with you. Okay. Now, where was I? I was here. Well, I mean, speculation is a term that attempts to make a distinction between investment and speculation, right? So, an investment, which is legitimate, and something else that's sort of like investment but isn't legitimate. That's what the term speculation is used to convey, right? So, if you want to, if you want me to explain to you how speculation is whatever, you're going to have to understand what comprises the distinction between investment and speculation. Since you seem to think buying stocks is speculation, you do not know what the word speculation means. Right? I mean, it's true that the national debt, the deficit that the federal government is running, is a potentially economy crippling misadventure. That's for sure. It's true that codified middleman in healthcare, the spiraling high cost of healthcare, are a legitimate bona fide threat to the economy. Absolutely, that's true. If you're worried about corporations making too much money or something, you don't understand anything about the economy. And that's one to grow on. Get it, diva. Guys, this dude is such a diva. Am I a diva? I don't know what that means. Like J-Lo, that kind of diva? I never thought of myself as a diva before. What do you know? Learn something new every day. Okay, well, I mean, that's a nice desired outcome, a more prosperous middle class. Or when you say grow, do you mean inclusive more of more lower class people, or do you mean become more prosperous? I've been playing a number of them. I'm not sure which one you're referring to, but the best I did was cash in the $50 tournament. And when I did cash in the $50 tournament, I got $187, so $137 profit. But that's the only tournament I've cashed in. Now I've cashed in the $2 tournament a couple of times, but it's like I buy in, rebuy, add on. I have $6 invested and I win like $4, and so I was actually losing $2. I don't remember what place it was. I plan to continue um, recording, and I'm sure not putting up. Although I put the first one up of me playing one of these tournaments. I'm going to record it as I go along with a video and my microphone, and then if I don't do very well in the tournament, I bust up early on or something. Basically, if I make the final table, then I'll edit a video out of it. So the thing is about the Phineas and Ferb thing. In that song, Dr. Doofenshmirtz he has records on his fingers because he fell down the hill. He got glue on his hands. Now there's records on his fingers, and he just can't stop. And the reason he can't stop is because there's a platypus controlling these underneath the table. Because Perry the Platypus had Doofenshmirtz on some kind of remote control helmet thing and was making him scratch some rad music, And then all the teenagers started to gather, and they were loving it, right? And they said, "Oh, I get it. A platypus is a metaphor for whatever's keeping you down. The government's a platypus. Corporations are a platypus. Speculation is a platypus." We have to be better than that. There's no single boogeyman that you're going to be able to point to, and by highlighting how wrong that boogeyman is, that you're going to make turn America back into America, a place of sanity, prosperity, and and opportunity, you know? It's going to take a nonpartisan detachment, a correctism that prioritizes what is correct in each specific policy question, and not adhering to any specific ideology or coming with any predetermined conclusions about things, except what we know in terms of how things work. The mechanisms inform us about what we ought to do. Anyhow, it's easy to get it's easy to visualize ideal outcomes. So I want to make the world a better place. Well, how? Well, everyone should smile more. Okay, so are you saying we should pass a law requiring people to smile more? No, I'm just saying that would solve the problem. All right, well, that's called a lack of inherency. There's no barrier to that in the status quo, so there's no way to make a plan to cause that mechanism to attain the outcome you want. That's what's known as a problem with inherency. Why not how? I didn't say why. Why do you think the middle classes should grow? I asked him if he meant the existing middle class should grow more prosperous or the middle class should grow as more inclusive of the lower classes. I asked him what he meant by that. No, that's an excellent question. Why do I think the educated electorate doesn't vote for good leaders? Well, first of all, um, the electorate comprises people of all different education levels, and they all do a poor job. The ones who do a poor job as voters do a poor job as voters for all the same reason. They are voting on things that are completely irrelevant, right? Like, when Kamala Harris was running, I don't mean to be picking on her, just for an example came to mind. She talked about how she supported the woman's right to abortion. Like, that's not something she would be able to do anything about because the Supreme Court has already ruled in Roe v. Wade that it's the jurisdiction of the states, the purview of the states. Thank you, Fred. Was there no sound? Oh my God. Was there really no sound? I wonder for how long that was. I just was saying all kinds of wonderful things. Oh, there was sound the whole time? Okay, cool. Sounds good. All right, so I got these Uncrustables and I got this drink here so that I can be not starving when it's time for the poker tournament. Hi is Lane. I guess that's a prank Fred Goldust does where he tells people that they're muted, then they push mute to unmute themselves and end up muting themselves. But I just looked at the thing and see if it has a line across it, and I ended up pushing it twice to make it no line. Well, it's fine for emotion to play a role in an election. That's understandable. I have a good song. I do have some good songs. But what I'm saying is the wrong emotion is playing a role, which is I need a boogeyman to hate and to blame. I don't want somebody who's intelligent to tell me we don't have a single boogeyman that we can hold accountable here for you to make this simple for you, right? We need to be correct about every specific political issue. So the problem isn't that people are emotional; it's that they have a fundamental framing problem, right? Like they can be emotional, but they need to make the emotionalness about the country rather than about themselves and their ideas. So it should be people should get very emotional when we're dealing with horrible, horrible candidates. We should all be very emotional about that, very upset by that. And when an idiot steps up as a primary candidate, everybody should throw up their arms and hands in collective disagreement. Like, we all, Republicans and Democrats, agree that this Republican is a fucking retard. We all, Republicans and Democrats, agree that this Democrat is a fucking retard. And that no matter what, that we're all on the same team, and we need to elect somebody who's going to represent all of us, not just half of us, and who's going to represent us by doing what's best for the country in each specific policy matter, not following some kind of stupid ideology. This is the message that I'm trying to send out to the world. Here, I'm talking with famous people, and hopefully people will listen. Do you want to tell me what my good song is, Chef 07? And I'll play it for you if you tell me what it is. Where's my mouse? Oh, sir, please, can I have a little mouse? No. Get out of my face, you urchin. I'm not an urchin, at least not one at sea. Instead, I'm an urchin because I'm an orphan, don't you see? What the fuck did he do with the mouse? How many? Oh, God. There it is. Eric, you are horrible with objects. Just horrible with them. This is some random thing I made in Tucson in 2019. I was visiting Horse Mumbler, I think. Kind of fun. It was very Eric Rock, I don't. It's like there's better or worse Eric Rock, but when I make really good thing, it doesn't sound like Eric Rock at all. Secret Project 7. I wonder what this one's about. That thing with the Sunco beat. Let's see what that is. Some of these I know by their title, like Karate Girl, etc. But that thing with the Sunco beat. Horrible. Horrible, horrible. Well, horrible things sometimes happen in the world. Sometimes Eric makes terrible things. That's why he doesn't finish them. They turn out to be terrible part way. Sometimes he does finish them and they're still terrible. So, Jinmu Hedges. Oh, wait, Secret Project 7. Remember, we're going to do that one? Let's get a few of them at once so that we don't have to go back to the open thing. All right, so we'll see what Secret Project 7 sounds like. Loop of Sleeping Kitty. Okay. Random Yadi. Janu Hags. Pajamas. New beat. Thank goodness for Europe. Crying in my heart. World Market Pier 1 beat. What are these things? You've got, your guess is as good as mine. New loop with organ loop. All right, let's open those ones and we'll see what they sound like. New loop with organ loop. New beat. What else do we got? We got another one? Or is that all of them? All right, what's crying in my heart? Let's listen to it. Oh, I guess it's not done opening them yet. Pajamas. Secret Project 7. Thank goodness for Europe. World Market Pier 1 beat. Let's see what this sounds like. I totally see why I called it that. Don't you? Come to World Market. All right. That's interesting. What's this? Thank goodness for Europe. I'm going to play a song. Thank goodness for Europe. Thank goodness for Scandinavia. Here's a song about my analytics. It's terrible, of course, but, you know. It's life in the big city. I don't know what that's all about. All right, pajamas. I wonder why this is called pajamas. I remember this beat, but I don't know why it's called pajamas. It's not very good, of course. God damn it, we were promised a plague. Bodies in the street. This is a good song. This is the finished multi-track of this. I was so right about COVID. Oh my God. Could I have been more right about it? Making this just a lot of work, you know? Look at that stuff. It's not gonna work. Don't know your stats. Your data methodologies are crap. You're just stupid and scared. COVID-19 destroy everything with the impression you bring. It's a good song. It really is. Crying in my heart. That's pretty good, actually. I'm tired of indulgence, like the kind I do now. That could maybe become something. At least like the very beginning of it. New beat. I think I know what beat this is. Oh, what's changed? I've changed. I'm out of my, you know, the malaise that I've been experiencing. I remember this song. Not very good. What was I saying? Oh, right. I've been in kind of a malaise since a few months before my dad died until maybe like around Rachel's birthday or something. But I feel even more recently than that I've just completely come out of this fog and now I know how to play again and am interested in life and everything. And it made me realize like I've been depressed. But I don't know what depression exactly means, but I feel excited about life again. Wait. That's just some random guitar squigglings. Okay. You know, I think I'll late reg this 55 coins. Turbo feeder. If I win this, I won't have to. I won't have to pay the $55 for the entry fee for the later tournament, which is pretty cool. If I lose it, it's just, $5. I mean, don't get me wrong, $5 is $5. But Eric, you still the oldest man in Mariposa? Oh yeah, by at least 100 years. I think maybe the most correct answer to the question, why was she crying on the stream yesterday? She's not my girlfriend, she's my wife. Is because a couple factors really. She was tired, had been up for a while on probably too much Adderall. And then this guy in the chat was kind of like insanely questioning the reality of the story she was telling and saying that she should have done something different, even though she was just telling a story about how watch it if you want to know. Okay, you can go and watch it if you want to find out. What are you talking about? Well, this guy says, why was your girlfriend crying on camera yesterday? Who said that? Robert Balouf, the Force King guy. Hi, SB Uni. Welcome back. Say la vie. You just had mental structure tied to your father that needed to come undone, like a two-piece baggage that wasn't fully your own or your pop's. Yeah, I think that's a good way to put that in your group. Now, Rachel, I have no girlfriend. Rachel is my wife. Life is running out, and we do not know where we are going. Is it true that we always think about it and our opinions are correct about death, the future, afterlife, or is it fixed like that? To answer that question, I would like, if you'll allow me to do so, Oh, what happened to that? Is it gone? When the computer crashed? I think it's gone. Never mind. I can still look it up though. I will answer it this way. So here's the lyric. I'm going to give you this quote. And you're getting older. I promise you this. You're getting older. And there's nothing I can do, nothing anybody can do about this. So you're just going to have to deal with it. That's a quote from James Murphy of LCD Sound System. It does not change it. It is impossible for it to change according to people's opinions, the inevitability of happening. What doesn't change? Oh, life is running out. Oh, I see. Fix that. Gotcha. Okay. I guess I have to go all in right now, actually. I forgot I'm very late raised here. Maybe it showcases the Epi-Dom struggle a bit more than the rest when it comes to being in the spotlight. Rachel's not an Epi-Dom. She's an INFJ. She's Epi Tool. And she doesn't normally struggle in the spotlight at all. She live streams when she wants to live stream and feels like talking, which is when she's on Adderall. God created us on this planet and sent us messengers to tell us the truth, but few believed and the majority were arrogant. God commanded us to believe in Him alone as God and not to associate anyone with Him, and that He commanded us to worship Him and Him. Whether we like it or not, all of humanity is moving toward one account. Okay, fine. Hold on a second. Yay! I doubled up right on my first hand in this late reg tournament, which is exactly the sort of thing you need to do when you're late regging. If there's a mean person who's insistent, then INFJs struggle. I mean, in this instance, I think the reason for the struggle was as follows. She was being attacked on her 8 slot function, which was essentially the guy was saying whatever he was saying. He was the underlying message of it was your SI knowing, your remembering of your own experience is less valid than my intuiting about this. And it's like, sometimes G, who's the person, is G here right now? I don't remember exactly, but oh God, will you shut up, DDHH? Nobody wants to read this stupid Quran. No, okay. I thought you were going to be Christian, and then I was still going to be like, okay, can you knock it off, please? Because nobody wants this evangelizing. Now I know you're evangelizing Islam. Fuck no. Muhammad is a real stinker, So I think, like, if somebody were to be attacking my SE, saying like, well, you just needed to pull the trigger here, I'd feel very defensive. And Rachel's a girl, so she cries a little bit more easily than boys do, probably in some circumstances. The thing is, yeah, the way you put it is fine too. Let's say you are an INFJ and you're a comic, stand-up comic. It's going to be more difficult for an INFJ to deal with a heckler than it would be for me to deal with a heckler, because I've got conscious, dominant, extroverted intuition, which means I can come up with a million retorts. Not that I would necessarily do well with a heckler, but at least I'd have the advantage of having the microphone. Oh, SI is introverted sensing. It refers to the ways that we pay attention that link to our personal experience, either our, how our stomach feels when we have to go pee, when we have to sleep, when we have to eat, that kind of body stuff, but also just your memory of your experiences. Like the fact that I could tell you, last time we went to the supermarket, first we changed it up, but first we went down to the chips because I needed to go to the pharmacy. So we didn't start at the other side like we normally do. I can remember those details. There's no good reason to remember any of that, right? But have an ongoing recording of my personal experiences. That's SI. And in fact, some people have so much introverted sensing that they have, what is it called? It's like something like extremely outlier autobiographical memory. So there's this actress who played on Welcome Back, Kotter, but she's not the only one. I saw this video on YouTube about this lady, this girl in, I think, Washington State, who remembers everything. So much so that you say, like, what happened on your day 6 years ago on Tuesday, November, whatever. And she'll be able to tell you exactly what happened on her day. On the other hand, people who have very weak SI, they, if you even ask them a question like, I asked somebody who has weak SI yesterday in the typing session, he was an INFJ, something along the lines of what he had for breakfast that morning. And he said, of course, well, usually I have this. It was something like that. It wasn't exactly that, but it was an equivalent. Because they simply don't frame the world with that same kind of autobiographical experience foundation. Instead of looking to their experience to inform them about new stuff in the world that they encounter, they're relying on their intuition to inform them. And I have a really good example that I used to use all the time to explain the difference between intuition and sensing as a way of knowing things. So one time I was driving from my house in Laverne, where I lived, to pick up this guy in East LA at this courthouse in East LA. And I had come down White Avenue, which is the road that was leading to my Laverne house, and I was about to get on the freeway, or I was coming up on the freeway, and all of a sudden I realized, where am I going? I don't remember where I'm going right now, which used to happen all the time. Now it doesn't really happen because there's not that many places we could possibly be going. But I'd be lost into my train of thought, and I'd be driving, and I'd be like, wait a second, where am I going? It used to happen to me all the time. Anyway, it happened that time. But the thing is, prior to leaving, I had put a Post-it note with where I was going, the address of where I was going, and the exit to get off on my dashboard. Not the address itself, I'm saying, but I just like which exit to get off on. I just needed to know. I knew it was off the 10 somewhere, but I didn't know where. So I put that Post note on my board. Of course, when I'm sitting there in the car, I don't remember at all where I'm going. So I'm having to remember right then because I need to make a decision if I'm going to go on this freeway, go straight, or go left onto the freeway that direction. And so I thought to myself, okay, well, where are you going? And I remembered back to what I was doing before I left the house, and I grabbed my Mia, and I'm going to East LA, because I remember as I'm turning on, writing this post-it note that's on my dashboard that I didn't reference to know where I was going. And introverted intuition would look is much more in the moment and present. And so if trying to find out where they're going, they're going to look externally, see the note and go there. For me, I'm trying to figure out where I'm going. I'm going to remember internally because I'm an SI type. So those are the two kinds of knowing that people have. You either know by remembering or you know by intuiting. And the linkage with our body is really easy to see with SI as well, because it's not just remembering that your brain does, it's remembering that your body does too. That's why we have what they call muscle memory. Like, if you tell me to play some chords like C, G, D, E minor, okay? I don't have to sit there and figure, okay, what's a C chord again? Nor do I have to think about it all. My fingers remember on their own. You might think fingers can't remember things. Well, they do though. So it's a very cloudy day in Los Angeles. And today we run out of time. Struggles past, troubles still to come. The day is nearly done. Will someone buy us some more time? Cloudy day in Los Angeles. Cloudy day in LA. I'm no sort of evangelist, but I have something to say. Life can strangely be forgiving to those who stay awake all night. And mostly voices say to give in. They'll try to sap your will to fight. But whether I'm supposed to be here, just be soon forgotten noise is sort of based on what I see here, and also on what I avoid. It's a very... I'm not going to play anymore of this song. I'm bored of it already. Okay, I'm going to try going all in with this pair of twos. Oh, a pair of twos, Eric? What are you thinking? It's talking crazy talk. You go all in with a pair of twos. Listen, Mr. Magoo, whoever sounds like that. I have to. I maxed late reg, so. Just be good, be good, be good, be good, be good. Be good, be good, be good, be good, Johnny. I doubled up. I hit a set of twos. Beat Ace King. Good job, Eric. Good job. Now I've got 40,000 chips almost. Imagine some people just didn't have SI. Some people wouldn't brush their teeth or shower. The path of the ones whom you have favored other than the ones against you. Actually, I think I'm going to see if I can find this great quote for you. Hold on. can't find it. I guess my history doesn't go back far enough. There was one time, and I think this was really, a gift from Allah, when somebody else was evangelizing Islam, and I popped up in the Quran, and one of the first things it says is, "How dare you believe that Allah needs your help?" He doesn't need your help. He doesn't want you to be doing this. So fuck off. Jesus is mad at you too. They're both mad. If it weren't for Muhammad saying, chill, chill, Jesus would be down here kicking your ass right now. And he's the most forgiving one of all. So you fucked up, Mr. Islam evangelist. So I want you to take your evangelism and shove it up your ass. Allah does not need your help. What a presumptuous person you are, full of hubris. That was a very magical moment when I popped up in the Quran, clicked a random thing, and that's what it said. It was perfect for the previous version of DDHH. What happens if someone attacked your 7th slot? They can continue to get away with it indefinitely, basically, because like I was in this relationship with Kimberly, which was very toxic, and what she was always doing was trying to hurt my feelings with critiques of me. But what I would do in response to that is evaluate those critiques for legitimacy on the grounds of correctness. Sometimes they were mostly incorrect, but there was a little bit that was correct. So I was just internalizing all these negative positions about myself and never saying the simple answer that I should have said to her, which is, why are you hurting my feelings? Right? You try to think the other way, DDHH. I mean, I'm not the one whom Muhammad, Jesus, the Holy Ghost, and God are angry at. It's you. You're the one they're angry at. You're the one giving them a bad name, right? Because obviously, nobody wants to be evangelized to, especially somebody of a different religion. I identify as Christian. So why would I want to listen to you telling me my religion is wrong? Why don't you try to think the other way? Would you like it if I went to your live stream and told you your religion was wrong? You try one moment. You try. Listen, it doesn't matter to me whether what you think I think is false or not. Religion is not the sort of thing that one can prove or disprove, okay? It's not objective. It's a faith-based activity. You have to have faith, which means belief in the absence of evidence or in the face of contrary evidence. If you're trying to say you've got evidence, well, then you are not a good Muslim. You are a wicked Muslim who does not have faith in God. So shut the fuck up, idiot. God, people are so dumb sometimes. The thing that's annoying is I've gone over this so many times. I've explained it to so many people. And yet, time and again, people come in here and they do not understand what faith means. It's crazy. And what's most crazy about it is the people who most demonstrate a misunderstanding of what faith is are people of faith. Bam, motherfuckers. Bam, full house, motherfuckers. Woohoo, 112,000 in chips. I'm the chip leader, number one out of 93. How cool is that? I'm the chip leader. I gotta show you guys this. You're not gonna see this very often. Don't change. Number 1 out of 91 now. How crazy is that? I'm the chip leader. Okay, so I'm no longer quite as irritated at you and your Muslim shit because I'm the chip leader. I know this. Allah and Muhammad are up there saying, "How can we get our followers to listen to this man, Eric?" That's what they're discussing right now. And Allah is saying, "Muhammad, relax. No, we don't need to punish DH. Don't strike him down with lightning." You know. So that's something you got to deal with. I'm not at risk of being struck by lightning because I'm not engaged in the kind of blasphemy you're engaged in. You anti-faithist. People these days, I tell you. It's like they don't even know what faith is anymore. No. God damn it. Don't be difficult. There. That's better. King 10, huh? All right, I'll call it, I guess. I shouldn't have called from early position there. That's dumb. The thing is about online poker, I'm much better at it in the sense that I don't have any tells. But there is one aspect of it that's challenging a bit, which is you don't have very long to make a decision if you're not really super paying attention all the time and it catches you late. I would not have called this if I had looked up, had plenty of seconds left, and realized that I was in the worst position on the table. In other words, I was the first person after the big blind, which means everybody had to go after me. So it was almost for sure that I should never call that. I should never call that big blind because somebody's going to go over the top and did and took down everybody who called it money. So that's just Eric being Eric. Now I'm in the big blind. And this I don't mind at all because I'm the last to act and I've got King Jack of clubs. I very well might go all in right now. It's not a great hand, but we'll see what kind of betting comes up for me. Since I'm in the big blind, I can see that. So there's an all-in from a short stack. We'll see what the small blind does. I'm going to call the short stack. Hey, cool. It's just me versus the short stack. Ace Queen versus King Jack. Ace Jack. He won. That's all right. He had a short stack. I doubled him up, though. Now I'm down to 93,000 chips. All right. Let's go back in and pull up the chat. Fold. Kings versus eights, both all in. Kings knock out eights. Did they have them covered? Yeah, they had them covered. So one for your person. Now there's only 71 people in the tournament. Last time I looked at that, there was 91 people. So fold my 8-10 of spades to a raise. Blinds are getting big, 1,600. If the blinds were at 2,000, though, I'd have more than 20 big blinds. So I'm number 3 in the tournament here, and obviously comfortable in terms of chips. I can kind of be patient now and pick my spots and hopefully final table or win the thing. Oh, I forgot I was going to record these. And now I'm not recording this one. I missed all the important hands already. I mean, there may be more important hands. There's 71 people left. I guess if I were to win it, then I would need to hit those important hands. Okay. So let's go ahead and do that then. Might as well. Yeah, I might as well. I'm British after all. British people might as well, because they're British. Okay, let's see what the old Chatteroo is saying. Bum. My English not good. Okay, we just stop. You got a 360-degree TV set up with those eyes and play 7 games at once. I mean, having eyes that are set far apart doesn't allow you to see 7 things at one time. Okay? Like, you didn't accuse me of having 7 eyes. That would have made sense, maybe. I hate that. This needs to go off. That lighting is no good. Okay, there we go. Now we're cooking with biscuits. If I want to be fully distracted, I'll have this here. I can see all like a fish. Can I see inside my own body? Hi, Mariposa greeter. Let me put this back over here. I'll put it right here. I've got a lot of distractions around me, right? What I would be, if I wanted to get fully distracted, just like fully immersed, I'd put the other TV on that TV over there on this table here and connect the PlayStation and play football and poker and live stream. But that's just too much. I can't pay attention to quite that many things. Regardless, what I'm really looking forward to playing is the $50 tournament, which this is a satellite for. So if I win this tournament, I don't have to win the whole thing, but the prizes in this tournament are all tickets for the $55 entry that comes on at 2:00. I'm going to buy into it if I don't get the ticket, but if I win the ticket, then I don't have to buy into it. I'm a good man. Thanks. You're a good man too, Dr. Actually, you're a good doctor. Take it easy yourself. What a lot of people don't know is you can get your doctorate in snorkeling. It's one of the easiest doctorates to get. Well, level 16, blinds have increased to 1,000, 2,000. I'm in the big blind with Queen 8 offsuit. If there's a raise into me, I'm going to fold. Yeah, I'm going to fold. Yeah, no. Yeah, no, yeah, no. 3-2 offsuit. Like it makes a difference, right? Oh, no, but it was 3-2 suited. No, doesn't make any difference. I don't want 3-2. Okay, I could really. What happened to my? Oh, they're there. I got snacks already. I just need to eat them, and I need to find where I put my guava juice. These are the important things in life. Because nobody ever won any poker tournaments on an empty stomach. I got ace jack, so I'll be going all in here against the small and big blinds. Although maybe I should try to just play it and make regular rays. Cool. I'm glad I did it that way because, oh man, he has king, queen of hearts. I have ace, jack of hearts. Oh no! Queen, first the jack comes, then the queen comes. God damn it. I had him, well, not crushed really, but ridiculous. Well, that's poker. I've noticed I don't find it nearly as ridiculous when it happens in my favor. You know what? I'm going to go all in with this 10-8 of hearts. Took down the blinds. I've still got a pretty big stack here. I'm 7th place out of 60. Ace 9, no thanks. Ace 9's a terrible hand. Ace 10's 5, fine. Ace 5 is even acceptable, or Ace 4, Ace 3, or Ace deuce, but Ace 9 is terrible. Ace 6, Ace 7, Ace 8, Ace 9, those are all terrible hands. The reason is because they have no straightening possibilities. King 7. Now, obviously, when people play suited connectors, it's because they want to have as many possible ways to get to the straight as they can. So, like, if I've got 7, 8 suited, I can get to the straight with 3, 4, 5. I'm sorry, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 suited. I can get to the straight via 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, or 7, 8, 9, 10 jack. Those are all the ways I could have make it straight. Now let's say you got a 3 gapper. So you got like 5, 9. We have 5, 9. Technically you can make it straight. It just needs to come out 6, 7, 8. But that's it. That's the only possible way you make it straight, right? 6, 7, 8. That's the only straight that can be made. So that's why it makes a lot of difference if there's a gap in your suited connectors. Ideally, there should be no gap, or at most one gap. I'm going to fold. Okay, good. I'm feeling a little bit better from the food. It's making me feel as though I'm nourished adequately. Hi, Caroline. Good afternoon to you. Let's see. The year is 5,000. How's humanity looking in your opinion? It's like impossible to speculate even so far in the future. I'm talking about my mom's and dad's dynamic. Previously, you gave infinite insight, but later you said something. I understand you didn't have bad intentions, but after I reject your description of my mom as a kind, my dad is a bitch because that's my bad, dude. That's totally my bad. Sorry. Was I on mushrooms by any chance? Well, on mushrooms, I tend to be guilty of saying mean things a lot when I'm on mushrooms. It's like all my filters are off and my compassion is turned down somehow. Hey, look at this, Pocket Queens. Hello, ladies, as Jeff Boski says. I mean, he's not the one who says it. It's a quote from some movie or something. But all in. all in with my quines. I've got a couple of pile cons. Two Qs are better than one. Go ahead. You already bet half your stack. Thank you. Queen Jack versus Queen Queen. Man, I have him dominated. Woo! Now my stack's back over 100,000. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. I I have bad extroverted feelings sometimes. I'm not very good. My social skills can be a bit iffy to say the least. Rachel is in bed and probably will remain there for all day and night because she stayed up all night last night, I'm pretty sure, into today. And and she's not on Adderall today, so I have a couple of Adderall just so I'm up and functional. But I got good sleep last night too. When I when I when I take one of Rachel's olanzapines, that knocks me out. That'll cut even through Adderall and just make me just go, okay, I cannot keep my eyes open. Whereas her Klonopin, which is supposed to be the thing that knocks you out, it doesn't put me to sleep really at all. Isn't that weird? But what are you gonna do? You take the drugs you have. You go to war with the drugs you have. You don't go to the war with the drugs you wish you had. Did you get to have her talk with me? Yeah, everything was fine. The the thing that bothered me and her, although I don't know if I should say on her behalf. Maybe just retract that last bit. I'll let her say if it bothered her or not. But somebody from the channel, communicated with her at some point on Discord or something like that, saying it's important for you to have your own money in case Eric, you know, dumps you or something. It's like it was not even a fight between us last night. Rachel was crying about something that wasn't what it seemed like it was about. And I misinterpreted it for a second. And I just needed a little reassurance anyway. Even if she had been crying over some ex boyfriend, then, I mean, it's like there's not really much you can say about somebody's emotions. They can't help them. But that's not what it was about at all. It was having her SI challenged. It was illegitimate. Do you think some people don't deserve forgiveness? Like they go so far they ruin their own karma in a way? Oh yeah, sure. Have I ever been on the side of the person who wanted forgiveness, the other person wouldn't forgive me? Yeah. The example that comes to mind is I had this one little girl debater. She was a fifth grader going into sixth grade. She had been badass as a fifth grader for me. But I had told her I was going to make a certain case for her and I didn't follow through on it. And she refused to come back to my school. And I was like, oh, okay, I just got schooled by a little girl on the phone. she held me accountable for my bad SE. That's the example that comes to mind. But I haven't really done any things that are genuinely unforgivable um, since I cheated on my first girlfriend. That's unforgivable. But I was 18, and what was I gonna do? Come on, Ace. Come on, 8. Come on, 10. There were a lot of cards that could have saved me there. An 8, an ace, a 10, a jack, a queen. But he fucking doubled up through me, and now I only got 74,000 chips. XFJs are probably the majority of women, so there is a man versus woman issue, or what seems to be one. There's going to offer NI workaround solutions. I don't know what that means. You know what? It's kind of course, when you cheat, it's kind of worse when you cheat, and the girl's like so cool that they do forgive you and they still want to be with you. It's kind of a shittier. It's kind of shittier in a way because you're like, wow, this really is like a considerate person, and I did him wrong. Oh yeah, I'm sure. I do know that. I still feel guilty about cheating on my first girlfriend because I think I did this innocent person wrong. Like I impacted her ability to trust for a long time thereafter, and so I feel guilt about it. But that's the exception, not the rule. I've generally not been somebody who did things that were particularly wicked. I have some regrets, mostly regrets that like I was too drunk to properly care for Mia in that situation. But you know, everything turned out okay. The thing about my drunken shame shivers, I don't really have those anymore. Because of Alcoholics Anonymous, I spent like a year going there, not quite a year, so like 6 months, going to a lot of AA meetings. And I think in that process allowed me to get past my guilt over things that happened when I was drinking. Drinking what, Eric? Alcohol. I had a real problem with that stuff. This is coffee. It's fine. The only problem that coffee causes me is stomach acid. So I have antacid pills here to help with that. I've got 83,000 chips. I'm 10th out of 40 people. This is the problem I have, I want to play the 2 o'clock $55 tournament. I would have just bought into it, but I figured this satellite to that tournament, it must end before that tournament starts. It doesn't. I mean, it might not. It definitely won't. We're not going to lose. I don't know how many places pay. Find out. The nice thing is we don't have to get all the way to the end because all the top prizes are the same. They're one ticket to the satellite. I'll call. One of these guys has got to have an ace. We figure. Him probably, yeah. Because well, who's in a big blind? I don't know. Poker smoker. Who knows? It's all a great mystery. So now I'm going to see the payment structure. Oh, 32. So yeah, this will be over before the $50 tournament's in. Because 32 entries get a ticket. Except 32, 31. So it's 30. We have to get it down to 30 people. When we get to 30, then 1 through 30 gets the entry into the $55 tournament. So we only need to get rid of 8 more people. You can't just get rid of people, Eric. Lives are too important. Well, I don't mean get rid of them like that. Eric, do you think subtypes? No, I don't think subtypes are valid at all. There's no explanation by anybody as to what the mechanism of subtypery is. And there's a couple of different ways in which individuals of the same set might differentiate, right? And it doesn't account for it's bullshit. One could conceivably do a descriptive only subtyping, but the things you selected to distinguish between the various subtypes would be completely arbitrary and not informative at all. You just be like, so anyway, there are 2 kinds of INFJs, the tall ones and the short ones. You could do that. That's fine. It's true. But it is completely non-informative. And I want to make sure I express this. I think subtypes at all are bullshit, not just socionics as subtypes. All right, so we've got this satellite tournament. There's 37 left. It's winding down. It'll probably be over before 2. Even though as we close in on the money, people drop out more slowly. People start wasting time and shit. But I don't like late registering if I can avoid it. Although I late registered this tournament and just got a quick lucky double up, So weird when you did some shit, but you don't remember because you were like drunk or high or something, but people are mad at you or concerned. Yeah, it's horrible when that happens. All right, I got pocket kings. We got small blind and a big blind totaling 9,000 chips, plus a caller with 15,000 chips in the pot before I went all in with my 66,000. And we'll just have to see what happens. What do you do, Mr. Magoo? No ace, 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 no ace. Good. Excellent. I knocked him out. Now the tournament's hand for hand, and I've got 97,000 in chips. So good for me. This tournament, in my mind, you got 10 more minutes to finish because I want to be there for the first hand of $55 tournament. $50 tournament. It's $50 tournament plus $5 for the site, That's how tournaments work. All right. Everybody folds to the big blind on that last hand. We must be doing 6 tables of 6 right now and 1 table of 7. I've got a sister who is ESFJ. So I'm interested in what workarounds work. Oh, what are you trying to work around in the ESFJ? Their lack of intuition? What? You're ENTJ? Well, I mean, obviously, you're both interface types. We just interface on a different kind of thing, but I don't know, man. It depends. There's no such. I know TE DOMs want to frame everything through some specific utility, but in order for cognitive functions to be useful like that, I mean, there's some general things you could say, but ESFJs are difficult to deal with because they have NI polar. And also, I'm not TE favoring. So you're not going to get any CS Joseph style ego hacking videos around here. I think that's unethical. I'm going to teach you how to manipulate people without them knowing it to get them to do things they don't really want to do. Well, that's not a good thing. We all need to love and respect one another in the spirit of good typology harmony. Yes, even the lowly ESFP is just as good as the rest of us. Just kidding, ESFPs. I'm just joshing you. I'm joshing, boshing, and way out of kiboshing. Flop comes out ace, 4, queen. I've got king, jack. And it comes 8. I'm going to bet 8,000. See if I can take it down. Yes, I did take it down. Good job, me. Now I've got 103,000 chips. Just bust out, you people. I have 7 minutes here till the next tournament starts, which is fine. That's plenty of time. But I would like to have a little chance to maybe go pee before that tournament starts or something. But sure, everybody, take your time. See if I care. Eric, you obviously do care. Shut up, you. Now you're talking real nonsense. I am 53 years old. I don't want that hand at all. Take him down. Take him down. Just bust out, you short stack clinger honors. Just bust out already. JF always give me some kind of TIFE vibe in chat, though I don't know what that means exactly. Just some stuff I notice he feels. I mean, I don't get that vibe from him at all, but we could have different vibes. That's okay. That's why I don't offer a typing by vibe option. Oh shit, do I have a typing session tomorrow? I have to check that. King 5. Nobody wants to play King 5. Guys, there's only 5 minutes left. And there's a 6 minute break at the end of this hand. Are you fucking kidding me? Oh my god. This is such a ball shot. Can I register this one? Even though I'm already currently in one? Okay, gotcha. I'm gonna have to late reg this one because I'm just not going to finish this tournament in time. Not going to do it. So it goes, so it goes. No, that's not. Oh, okay, I know what I need to do. I have this thing called my MTTs. MTT, by the way, means multi-table tournament. I Googled it. I mean, my approach towards the autism question is this: that autism is a form of mental retardation that impacts some percentage of the population, the causes of which we do not know, and there's no treatment for it. And it may be like a permanent mental disability inherently, as with Down syndrome, or it may be that there's some key to unlocking it because there's not typically any physical disability that goes along with it. Um, then there's another class of people who have bad FE, INTJs, ISTJs. They're bad FE, and maybe INTPs, maybe a couple other types, maybe even ESTJs, depending on who you ask, right? But their bad FE looks kind of like one of the symptoms of autism, which is also very FE averse. I would suggest that there aren't any. If personality type is sufficient to overcome whatever causes autism, then there aren't any FE autistic people. But I suspect that it has nothing to do with cognitive functions autism, right? That it's a disability like say Down syndrome doesn't have anything to do with cognitive functions. What does have to do with cognitive functions is why people with bad FE have been pathologized like this. And the reason is because people with good FE but bad intuition assume that anybody with bad FE, there's something wrong with them. There's all kinds of these disorders that are bullshit. It's not just autism spectrum. There's also ADHD. In other words, if you're an action type, there's something wrong with you. There's executive function disorders. If you're not an action type, there's something wrong with you. The only thing that there aren't really, it isn't really pathologized is